Yo, what's going on, party people, fat boy family? You already know what time it is. It's Friday, so that means it's a Fat Boy Friday. Yeah, for those of you who are watching for the first time, first of all, I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with your boy, your favorite fat boy, where I show you how to finesse fragrance, man. This is the best place on the internet to be on YouTube. Normally on Fridays, we do full fragrance reviews. You know what I'm saying? We go over presentation, packaging, show you what that atomizer is working with. We kind of do a breakdown of scent, DNAs, and different things like that. That's typically what we do on Fridays. So if that's something you're interested in, if you like that type of content, in-depth fragrance reviews, feel free to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, go ahead and click the bell so you can be notified every single time I post new content to the channel. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. The other day I posted like my top, really kind of top 3, but it was really ended up being like top 5 are moths, you know, and one of my viewers made a comment, was like, yo, you should really kind of just, you know, do a top list of each line and of every fragrance line. They weren't really specific. They just said every fragrance line. Listen, your boy ain't quite there yet, but we do have some things. There's certain things I can put out there. So today, instead of doing a full fragrance review, I figure I'd give y'all something that you can look forward to coming before the holiday. This is gonna be my top 10. So y'all know how this goes. My top 10, I'm actually give you top 10 Lattafas. And when I say my top 10 Lattafas, number 1, let's get something straight. This is my top 10, but the list is fluid. Number 2, there's not gonna be any of the viral fragrances in here. So you're not gonna see Caid Al Farsan. You're not gonna see Assad. You're not gonna see any of the Bade Al Ouds. You're not gonna see Vintage Radio. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because those have been done over and over and over and over again. If you go look at top 10 Lattafa list, top 15, top 20, whatever, the camera, both cameras, all the Caids, that's gonna be the 9 out of the 10 right there. So I was like, nah, there are several other Lattafa fragrances that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like don't get talked about enough. Some I've talked about on my channel, some I haven't. Some I've talked about in live streams and told y'all I was gonna talk about. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, number 3, a lot of you may not know, but for your shopping and purchasing, whatever you're doing from here on out, Lattafa is actually the parent company of Maison Alhambra. A lot of you know that, some of you don't. Some of you, depending on where you may shop, like you may go on Fragrance Buy and you may start to see where it may say Lattafa Alhambra, or you may search for Maison Alhambra and Lattafa comes up and you're like, is that an error? No, Maison Alhambra is a sub-brand of Lattafa, just like French Avenue is a sub-brand of Fragrance World. Pandora Scents is a sub-brand of Paris Corner, so on and so on. Nonetheless, because you're gonna see some Maison Alhambras in here and people are gonna be confused, like, why is Walt talking about Maison Alhambras? Because it still is Lattafa. You know what I'm saying? It's like Honda and Infiniti right now, all right? No, it's Nissan and Infiniti, you idiot. It's Honda and, dang, what is Honda? Toyota is Lexus, Nissan is Infiniti. Honda is what? That ain't what y'all came here for. I've been running my mouth too long already. Let's go ahead and jump into these fragrances, all right? In no particular order, number 1, let's go ahead and start from the house of Maison Alhambra. We have Salvo Intense. Salvo Intense. This is a fresh, spicy, amber, citrus, you know what I'm saying, lavender fragrance. Looking at the bottle, you can probably already tell what this is a clone, impression, and inspired by. This is pretty much Dior Sauvage, the EDP. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I know that when it's goated, you've heard me say that is in the Hall of Fame. And it's one of those things I just hate when I see that and Bleu de Chanel show up in every top 10 list known to mankind. But listen, if you don't want to keep spending the money on Dior, because we know Dior can kind of be pricey. If you don't want to keep spending that money, this is a good replacement. I'm going to say roughly, I give this one like between an 85 and a 90, depending on the day, as far as accuracy. This one I think is a little bit greener. It's not as sweet as the EDP. It comes off just a little bit greener. And if you can get past that opening, those first 30 seconds, this one can be a little harsh. So you definitely, when you get this, you want to let it sit like most impressions inspired buys that you want to do. But if you already know how Dior Sauvage is, you know it's going to be a huge compliment factor. You know it's going to work in the daytime, the nighttime, work, date night, whatever, on the job. It doesn't matter. You're going to get that same level of performance, longevity. You're probably going to get a little bit more with this, but definitely it should be equal to or greater than, you know, not going to be less than. But again, from the house of Maison Alhambra, first one on the list, we have Salvo Intense. All right, next on the list, this fragrance I talked about before, and when it first came out, super peculiar. It had to grow on me just because of the makeup. You know, you had some cinnamon, a little bit of citrus, some benzoin going on, and I was like, what the heck is happening? But this is one of the craziest bottles you'll ever see from the house of Lattafa. We have His Confessions. That bottle right there is crazy work. You got some vanilla amber, nice powdery, and you got some iris going on in here. So this is supposed to be a cover impression of Celine Black Tie. With that iris, you get subtle, and when I say subtle, very subtle hints of like Dior Homme. You get some subtle hints of like Givenchy, Gentleman, like the EDP, Valentino, Uomo Intent. Like the iris really is what kind of sets it off. This is nice. Like I said, it really grew on me because this one you're gonna make a statement. It kind of has this warm, fresh thing going on, and that cinnamon gives it a nice little bite or whatever, but definitely versatile. Nice, versatile fragrance. Gives you the type of confidence almost as if you were wearing a niche. Now, I'm not going to say this is niched out quality, but when you smell it, like again, if you're familiar with, you know, Celine Black Tie, think this, you know, think black tie. You can dress this up. This is not something I probably would dress down, but you can definitely wear in the daytime with a suit, you know, something like that. But this is probably more suited for when you're going to be suited and booted. So if you're looking for something that's distinguished, a little bit elegant, you know what I'm saying, that's going to kind of be a talking piece, that's going to make you feel a little, you know what I'm saying, extra umph about yourself, definitely check this one out. I've been feeling this one a lot more lately. From the house of Lattafa, we have His Confessions. All right, this next one on the list, number 3. If you couldn't tell what that last bottle was going after, you should definitely be able to tell what this one is going after. Another one from the house of Maison Alhambra. We have Dark Door Sport. Citrus, aromatic, fresh, spicy. You got that lavender, sandalwood, and rosemary in here. A lot of citruses off the top, you know, with that grapefruit, bergamot. This one is good. This one is a play on, you know, of course, Dior Homme Sport, which is actually my favorite, you know what I'm saying, Dior Homme flanker, the Sport. And this is actually kind of a play on the 2021 version. I'm gonna say this is actually pretty darn close. This is pretty good. Even as you get in performance, you pretty much get equal performance. You can kind of tell the quality is less than. I still give this like a 90, 91, 92. As far as like comparison, again, if you don't want to spend that money on Dior Homme Sport, I think this is a great replacement. Also, you can check out their Dark Door, which is a play on Dior Homme Intense, that DHI, and you get more of that lipsticky feel there. But again, if you're looking for something versatile, you know, for any occasion that kind of has that fresh, warm woodiness going on with some citrus, you know what I'm saying, and that lavender just gives it a totally different feel. Definitely check this out. Save the money. I think this is worth, you know what I'm saying, saving the money and buying this instead if you're a fan of Dior Homme Sport like myself. But again, from Maison Alhambra, I'm probably gonna drop this bottle. We have Dark Door Sport. All right, this next fragrance is no stranger to the channel. I've talked about it before, but I have a lot of new subscribers since the last time I talked about it. But based on a fragrance that I don't think is discontinued, but it is super hard to get inside of the States. It actually might be discontinued. But the house from Lattafa, we have Nashama Caprice. Warm, spicy, aromatic, that fresh spiciness. You get that cardamom, that ginger, that bergamot, some of that lemon. This is based on, and they're crazy, that's the cap, and this is the actual bottle. But this is based on Oh my God, Blue Electric. I would say Blue Electric, and then mixing a little bit of La Nuit de Lune. You know what I'm saying? YSL, Blue Electric, and just a little bit of La Nuit de Lune. This is beautiful though. I think this does not get enough love. This is definitely, you can't talk about Lattafa. You can't tell me you love Lattafa and you don't have a Caprice. Come on, this is literally like driving a Chevy Caprice. You know what I'm saying? Down the street. You can't have an appreciation for the vehicles of today if you don't know what it was like. You know what I'm saying? Riding in that Caprice. Come on, man. Y'all holler at you. But where my Chevy boys at? What's good with you? But yeah, listen, office, gym, errand, court. I hope y'all ain't got to go to court unless you're a lawyer. You can dress this up, dress this down, t-shirt, polo, hoodie, jacket, suit. It don't matter. This one, true blue, definitely nice fragrance with that nice added bit of spice. You can pull this off in cold weather too. Warm, spicy, maybe not like ultra cold, but definitely like 40, 50 degree weather. You can definitely pull this off. But again, from the house of Lattafa, we have Nashama Caprice. All right, I believe we're at number 5. This next fragrance is based on a DNA that has to be one of the top 5 most replicated DNAs out there. There's Afnan Tarathi Brown. There's Moustache. Some of y'all already know what I'm talking about. There's the Tux. This is based on YSL Tuxedo, and I think this is the best kid on the block. We have from the house of Maison Alhambra, Kismet. Again, woody, warm, spicy. That beautiful patchouli, the way that vanilla comes out. You got some cacao, coffee, vetiver in here. I mean, this is black tuxedo. Like, it's based on YSL Tuxedo. And if you look at the bottle, I mean, this is just super classy. This is a super, super, super classy bottle. So this is a super classy fragrance. So again, this is not dress down. This is dress up. This is black tie. A lot of you are doing Christmas parties. It's that season. You know what I'm saying? We got galas going on. Y'all looking good out here in these streets, suited and booted with your hard bottoms. This is one of those you definitely want to put on. You're gonna let this sit when you first get it. So if you can go ahead and get your hands on it before holiday fully kicks in, at least a couple of weeks, it's definitely gonna help the projection with this one. Not as strong as a projector as the OG, as the original, but this one right here still does what it's supposed to do. Again, if you have Tarathi Brown, if you have the Tux, if you have Moustache, there's no need to get this one. It's going to be a little redundant. This one comes off the slightest bit. When I say the slightest bit earthy, green compared to maybe the other ones, but still I think it's the best. But again, from the house of Maison Alhambra, we have Kismet. So kiss me. You tripping. All right, the price of fragrance is getting out of hand. Y'all gonna appreciate this one. It's not getting enough love. Don't spend all your money on Valentino, Born in Roma, Coral Fantasy. Get this one right here. It is just as good. From the house of Lattafa, we have Lattafa Jasoor. Crazy bottle, but aromatic, warm, spicy, fresh spicy. It's a little bit of lavender. You got some tobacco in here, fruity, super, super, super sweet. Oh my God. Like, real talk, like the tobacco makes it a little bit, the slightest, and when I say the slightest, the tobacco and that patchouli in here makes it the slightest bit earthier than Coral Dream. But I like that. It adds some character to it. Coral Fantasy, excuse me. But save the money. Like, save the money. The Valentino, the Coral Fantasy is good, but you don't have to buy that. Out of anyone on this list, I definitely would recommend. This is one. Now, again, these Lattafa, y'all make it seem like we're getting 200 mils or something. Like, this is supposed to be a 100 ml bottle. And look at this cap, taking up all the space. Cap and then juice. Nonetheless, crazy bottle too. Get this. Just, I ain't even got to describe the fragrance. Trust me when I tell you, this one right here pushes, it punches. You're gonna have you biting your gloves like Tyson was biting his, and get you an extra $5 million from Jake Paul just for the respect. But again, from the house of Lattafa, we have Jasoor. All right, in the 7th and 8th spot, I'm gonna run these together because they're basically literally from the same line, same series. I don't think they get enough love. I think they deserve more hype. Let's start out with the first one from the house of Lattafa. We have Hayaati, Maleky. Musky, amber, fresh, spicy, woody, powdery. This one is more of a take on Pacarabon Phantom. All right, the one in the silver bottle, not the black bottle. The black bottle I think is the Parfum, but this is based on the silver bottle. Musky, amber, but a little bit playful. You know what I'm saying? But these right here, OD strong, like super strong. The performance on these is crazy. So these are great. If you got, I want to say older teenagers, not younger teenagers, but older teenagers like 16 and above, this would be great for them. College, this would be like clubbing. This would be great for you. Gym, this would be great. And then its counterpart, that's the blue bottle. You got the black bottle, which is the original Lattafa Hayaati. This is the one, it's fruity, it's more mature. It's fruity, cinnamon, musky, vanilla, warm, spicy. This one is the more mature of the two. And honestly, I would say the Gold Elixir is the most mature, but it's super, super, super leathery. Even though I like it, it's not one, I wouldn't necessarily put it in the same category with these. I think all three deserve, you know what I'm saying, you to sample though. But this one is more of a play on, you're gonna get more of indirectly like a Rasasi Hawass type of feel with this one, like Invictus, like Pacarabon Invictus. So you get Phantom with the first one, which is more that musky, little bit more playful nature. This is more so based on one of the OGs that really kind of started it all. And you got that Invictus, that fruity apple in the, you know what I'm saying, the top, and that bergamot, that DNA, some of that vanilla there. Both of them are good though. I just think this is the more mature version of the two. But in 7th place, again, you have that Maleky. All right. And then number 8, you have the original Hayaati. All right, in the 9th place, we're just about done. This next fragrance, next to last, and again, these weren't in any particular order, but this one is special. Probably out of the whole list, this might be the second most special after that that Nashama Caprice. But this is based on the DNA I think is probably one of the most versatile DNAs out there. From the house of Lattafa, we have Liam Silver, woody, warm, spicy, vanilla, powdery. You got that iris going on. This is based on BDK Parfums, Gris Charnel. And if you know about Gris Charnel, you know how versatile that fragrance is. It's one of the few fragrances I think you can literally wear anywhere. I can wear this with a white tee and be like, ooh, you smell good. And then I can wear this with a white dress shirt and a tie. Ooh, you smell good. Whether you're going to the gym to put up some hoops, or whether you're going in the courthouse to strike a gavel, I think this is definitely one of those ones. Just save the money instead of buying the Gris Charnel and actually buy this. This again, I rank pretty high, definitely in that 90th percentile. We're getting around about the high 90, well, the mid 90s, lower mid 90s, around 92, 93 right here. Definitely not exactly the quality of Gris Charnel, but definitely when it comes to scent profile, DNA, performance, longevity, all of that is certainly on point. This is actually my second bottle of this, because I know some of y'all be like, how is the fragrance so good and it doesn't have a dent in it? This is actually the second bottle. But yeah, I love this. I love the counterpart. I love the Liam Blue Shine, but this one, to me, it just works in an all around setting. So if you work in the office, call center, wherever, bank, if you're a nurse, you know what I'm saying? Like a male nurse or something like that. And you're just looking for something to be like, dang, bro, like you smell good. Nice, woody, warm, spicy. Definitely check this out from the house of Lattafa. You got that Liam Silver. All right, we've reached the 10th spot. Certainly last, but certainly not least, from the house of Maison Alhambra. This was one of those ones, you know what I'm saying, when it came out. This was released like, I want to say last year or a couple years ago, but for whatever reason, it didn't catch fire, pun intended, really until earlier this year. From the house of Maison Alhambra, we have Sceptre or Sceptre Malachite. Citrus, aromatic, woody, fruity, fresh, spicy. Oh my God. Beast mode of a fragrance. Green tangerine. That's all you need to know. Like, this smells amazing. I love green tangerine. It's green, but it's tangerine. So sweet, so smooth, you know what I'm saying? Nice oriental amber fragrance. Just super, super, super well done. Be careful with the sprays. The longevity on this is crazy. The performance on this is crazy. The projection on this is crazy. The sillage on this is crazy, especially on my skin. I know fragrance is subjective, but I'm telling y'all, the aromatics on this make them go crazy. This is, I know, you know what I'm saying? We talk about panty droppers and all this type of things, and fragrance alone won't be a panty dropper. You got to put it together. But if this don't help you, ain't nothing gonna help you. Out of everything on the list, I think everything is great. But I think this is just one of those mass appealing things that ain't even mass appealing. Remember I said fire earlier? It's based on God of Fire. Can I tell y'all, I ain't even never smelt God of Fire before, and I really don't care. I don't know if it's accurate as far as God of Fire or not. I just know one thing, this smells good. And so trust me when I tell you, if you don't have this in your collection, you tripping. You definitely need to get your hands on this. Again, from the house of Maison Alhambra, we have Sceptre Malachite. All right, so that was my 10. You know what I'm saying? That took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but still I feel like we were able to get through that pretty quick. But again, does it have all of the hype, beast, viral, y'all love to say TikTok fragrances that YouTube been talking about for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 20 years? Nonetheless, no, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, like, fragrance is so evolving, like it's so many fragrances out here. And granted, there are a lot of you that are new to the space that may not know about the Caid Alfresans and the Bade Al Ouds, the Amethyst and the Oud for Glory and the Honor and Glory, and the new joint, the pink blush that just came out, and then the juicy fruit one. I can't even remember which one that's called. We just call it basically Hawaiian Punch in a bottle or whatever. And then you have the Assads and all of that. And you have the vintage radios and all of those different types of things. No, none of that was included because, again, y'all already get accused of a whole lot. So then I don't want to see, you know, like sometimes I don't want a whole bunch of agreement. Like sometimes I'm not looking for the world to agree. I'm not looking for 50,000 people to be like, yeah, man, I got that. I'm like, nah, bro, like, let me talk about something. Let me put you on something like you may not have thought about, or you may have and you haven't reached for in a long time, and it makes you go back and reach for it and makes you appreciate it even more. But nonetheless, if you've been watching all this time, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit that bell so you can be notified every single time I post a Fat Boy Friday to the channel. But y'all already know what I care about. Holla at your boy in them comments. Let me know. I know most of y'all got most of these, but if there's anything that you saw that you like, hey bro, where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? Majority of these, some between fragrance buy and the perfume shop. That's pretty much my impressions. That's where I get them from, between fragrance buy and the perfume shop. not spot shop, perfumes, because it's two different things. But I have bought some things from Perfume Spot, but that's the majority, you know what I'm saying? So definitely with my long form videos like this, everything is timestamped. I try to post everything in the description, links and all of that. I don't, you know, if there's a coupon code that I find from somebody else, because I don't have one, you know what I'm saying? I'll post that in there as well, because y'all love accusing people of shilling or whatever. I really could care less. Nonetheless, holla at your boy in them comments. Let me know what you think, what your list is. Give me your top 10. And Merry Christmas early. Happy Thanksgiving. Whatever it is that you celebrate. Y'all be safe out there in them streets. And until next time, holla at your boy. I'll catch you all in the next video.